Yeah, Rostropovich was a superman, I think, of the cello. I mean, he didn't seem to need to sleep. I mean, just the energy was extraordinary. I mean, on stage and off stage. You know, you'd see him backstage. Everybody came to see. And then these huge hugs and wet kisses, and he was irresistible. And that, you know, that came across from the stage too. He just came this unbelievable energy that he had coming from inside him. And I really think, you know, boy, the amount he achieved.
He was known for his appearance at Berlin Wall when Berlin Wall was falling, and his statement and his acting was very much for a hope when the whole world and European countries, and of course many then Soviet citizens, had huge hopes for a better future.
He also had this incredible Stradivarius, the Duport, which is of course one of the most famous cello in the world, and one of the most beautiful Stradivarius. And of course the combination between this beautiful cello and this incredible cellist and musician was really a magical match. So he had this such beautiful sound which was really going through any hall.
And this is my father, and I know him since I'm born. So I can feel him, you know, I can feel what he thinks, what he feels. And when we were on stage, you know, it was like really an incredible connection. And I didn't need to turn around to see is he ready or not, I could feel it.
Il a vraiment redonné au violoncelle ses lettres de noblesse, et grâce à lui, le répertoire du violoncelle aujourd'hui est beaucoup plus important qu'il l'était il y a 60 ou 70 ans. Et je pense que tous les violoncellistes du monde devraient tous les matins mettre un cierge à sa mémoire pour ce qu'il leur a apporté, parce que sans Rostropovich, on peut le dire vraiment clairement, le violoncelle ne serait pas ce qu'il est aujourd'hui.
He's one of the rare musicians or exceptional musicians that had inspired great composers such as Shostakovich, Prokofiev, Penderecki, Dutlasovsky, Dutilleux, and Britten, and so many others, to actually write for cello, write music for cello, which was not a very popular instrument. It was basically an instrument for chamber music or orchestra, you know, but not that much of solo as a soloist. And my father, seeing the limited repertoire, you know, music written for cello, really felt like it was his devoir, you know, his obligation in a way, you know, and his desire to inspire the composers and to write, the modern composers, to write for cello. And he succeeded. So 127 pieces were written for cello and dedicated to him. And I think this is a huge achievement for a musician in a lifetime.
Ja pamiętam, byłem zafascynowany, jak żeśmy się pierwszy raz spotkali. Ja jemu wysłałem wcześniej nuty, no i usiadłem sobie w małym takim pokoiku hotelowym, gdzieś to było, już nie wiem, w Wiedniu chyba. I zagrał mi. Ja pierwszy raz usłyszałem muzykę moją inaczej.
As a cellist, I mean, he just enriched the repertoire, so we have probably more masterpieces, definitely more masterpieces in the 20th century than in any other century, and really, that's a lot down to him. I mean, Shostakovich concertos, Prokofiev, the late works, Britten, of course. He loved the concerto by Boris Tchaikovsky. I remember he talked about that a lot in San Francisco, and so on. I mean, you know, that's many other works. He just would not give up until the composer said yes. And we have to be so grateful to him. He just transformed the cello.
His amount of recording I have of Slava I mean, my arms are not long enough. I still listen to them, and there are many fantastic recordings, especially live recordings also. And I remember also especially the Dutilleux recording, Dutilleux cello concerto. Slava, of course, he was an incredible cellist that everybody knows, an incredible musician. Then he was a great conductor. He was also a composer. He studied composition with Shostakovich. He was a fantastic pianist as well. And what he gave us, the younger generation and all the future generations of cellists, is actually huge, because he did all his life tried to expand the cello repertoire.
S'il enregistrait pour une maison de disques, et s'il n'en était qu'à moitié content, parce que les suites de Bach, c'est un peu la Bible des violoncellistes, et il ne les avait jamais enregistrés, donc il les a enregistrés à un âge avancé, puisqu'il les a enregistrés, je crois, en 91. Et donc il voulait évidemment que ça marque son époque et que ça soit un enregistrement de référence. Et il les avait enregistrés pour lui-même. Il avait payé pour cet enregistrement, il l'avait fait avec les forces de la radio, il l'avait fait en audio et en vidéo également. Et il avait dit, je le fais comme ça, si je ne suis pas content du résultat, je pourrais sans problème détruire la bande et recommencer, ou détruire la bande, et j'aurais de compte à rendre à personne.
My father, with me, he was very demanding, because with other musicians he would be much more maybe diplomatic or whatever, but with his own daughter, you know, of course it would be much more direct and just, you know, no, you have to do this or not like this, and sometimes it would be more you know, more like not aggressive, but more difficult way of working with him, you know, because he would be more direct or impatient. Voila.
That Rostropovich absolutely had this iron will. You did not contradict him. You didn't get in his way, and that's, I think, because of his father, who apparently really was a wonderful cellist, but you know, died very poor, I think, and sort of forgotten. And I think that made Rostropovich's determination even more steely. And even musically, I could feel that once in the Britten Cello Symphony, in a performance in San Francisco, I really thought one section was too slow. So I took a faster tempo, and those eyes, those steely blue eyes of his, just sort of seared through me. I felt like a sort of dog that's gone on a walk and sort of run ahead, and suddenly the lead is yanked back, and that's how I felt. There's just no question I was not going to get my tempo, because he had this absolute determination how the music should go. And in fact, the next day he came to my room, he said, "You took this a bit faster," and he proved to me that it was too fast, and he was absolutely right, and I was absolutely wrong.
The first time I heard him in concert was for a very, very special event, because now we are going to celebrate his 90th birthday. But the first time I saw him alive was for his 70th birthday. And that was a very, very special evening, huge celebration in Paris, in Théâtre des Champs-Élysées. For this evening, it was, I mean, all his friends from all around the world came there. Soloists, conductors, Elton John was there to sing the Happy Birthday at the end of the show. So many guests, a lot of prince, princess, kings from all around the world, very important people. All his friends, of course, were there.
We celebrate not only his art as an artist, as a cellist, as a conductor, but also as a citizen of the world. He is maybe today, in many ways, missed. I wish he was here and take his own usual leading place in the discussions, because today the whole world is lost in discussions, what is good and what is bad about those changes, which are, by the way, occurring all the time. And you need authority, you need a voice which has a solid reputation, and those voices which a lot of people want to hear. He earned this reputation because of his acts of being brave citizen of the world. He could speak against, and he could speak for his ideals or against his most unwanted events taking place, and he was brave enough to do it even in a country like Soviet Union, where simply it was not easy.
Wielka przyjemność z nim. Po pierwsze jest z nim jako człowiekiem z taką szeroką duszą rosyjską, zawsze gotowy do dania z siebie no, wszystkiego, co tylko najlepsze i co tylko mógł. To nie były nigdy takie zdawkowe wykonawstwo, tylko nie było, tylko to było najlepsze wykonawstwo zawsze. Zresztą jak kiedy słuchamy jego nagrań, no to słychać, że po prostu nie można lepiej zagrać.
I mean, of course, I love his Dvorak. For me, Dvorak Concerto is his piece, you know. Even though for my mother it was Schumann, for me it's Dvorak, you know.
I can't imagine anybody coming in contact with him and not being profoundly affected by meeting him. He was just one of those sort of irreplaceable, larger-than-life figures.
I must say I have difficulty listening to him because I do miss him. And when I do hear it, it's such an enormous joy.